Hi guys, a very good afternoon. Masquera say, Masquera say, Masquera say. My name is Ronald Wekwamakusha and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. And today we need to take a look on what is really happening on social media. Are we having clashes within the opposition? Or are we having clashes within the influencer side and at the political side? Are we having a political clash here? So it's said that people like Hopo Chingono, they are trying to capitalize on Advocate Nelson Chamisa so that they propel another candidate to replace him. This is so dangerous. That is the reason why I am coming with this issue. The reason why I'm doing this program is because I have sensed a danger. I see danger ahead because of this behavior. A few days ago, Wopo Chingono seemed to endorse Robert Chapman. So after that, we have people like Piers Pigo, who is a British citizen and a friend of Wopo Chingono. He is now propping up Wopo Chingono and Chapman. And in doing so, he is discrediting Advocate Nelson Chamisa. Let me put this on the screen so that you get to understand what I mean here. Because this is so dangerous and it might cost the opposition so much. It might cost Advocate Nelson Chamisa's party so much. So let me put it this way. Okay, right. So if you see, right, what I've attached right here on the screen, there are screenshots which are there which we need to deal with. This is Piers Pigo. He says, surely it's time to move beyond Bible quotes. This is what he said. He said it yesterday. He went on to say, let's see how all the praying translates into practical action on the ground, and especially the development of a strong and reliable cohort of party agents to defend the vote. This is what he says. And this is something which he is relating to Advocate Nelson Chamisa. And by doing so, this is a group of people, a syndicate of people, which is trying to remove international recognition of President Nelson Chamisa and shift it to people like Robert Chapman. They started to say Robert Chapman is bringing more ideas, is more robust than Nelson Chamisa, more active than Nelson Chamisa. That is what they said. And right now, they are proving it right here. How many months are we from the election? Just a few months from the elections. And they are doing this right here on Twitter. There is an audio where Hopo Chingono was recorded speaking to a military intelligence officer, where he was discrediting Advocate Nelson Chamisa. So if you see that person, a person like that, achitaura publicly with my security officials discrediting a leader of the main opposition, what does that mean? Election. The reason why I'm so concerned is because Wopo Chingono ane number dzavachamisa. Wopo Chingono can call vachamisa right now kuti vachamisa ngasangane titauri. He can do that. Why come on Twitter and attack the leaders? That is key. Because ZANU-PF Varakashi, they're now using it against Advocate Nelson Chamisa. So the reason why they are doing so is because Advocate Nelson Chamisa has refused to impose candidates. So here he's saying, I'm talking about the public face, not the backroom staff. He is the leadership and appears somewhat asleep at the wheel. This is not my perception, but rather one expressed by many critics. His lack of presence in terms of leadership narrative is what I am asking about. So what does he mean by saying he's sleeping at the wheel? He's actually telling us what Wopo Chingono said. Wopo Chingono said the opposition is now dead as a dodo. And this is what Piers Pigo is saying. These are the same people. This is the same group. This is a cabal, a grouping of people who are now actively working against Nelson Chamisa, trying to discredit Nelson Chamisa so that Nelson Chamisa fails, so that their preferred candidate wins. What is happening? What is happening is that within ZANU-PF, they are trying to prop up a new new candidate. And that new candidate is a favorite of Chingono, and that candidate is tipped to unite with another candidate, Anonzi Chapman. That is the idea. So they want to prop up a ZANU-PF candidate and also replace President Mnangagwa kana vakabudira kumubvisa through the Al Jazeera documentary, vakabudira kuvabvisa. Then that candidate anenge auya obva apiwa a new face anonzi Chapman. And Chapman will come in to validate the opposition, to say there is change, we have made a transition, tatoita change, tatounza a new face, and Advocate Nelson Chamisa will be sidelined. This is the idea. So what they want to do is to make sure that they destroy Advocate Nelson Chamisa for good. He says that, tell that to many Zimbabweans who are raising the very same concern. Perhaps you don't understand Zimbabwean politics well as you think. Who are these Zimbabweans? Because you see, so we are the Zimbabweans, and we are impressed by the work Advocate Nelson Chamisa is doing. This is the same person, PSP Go, who is trying to discredit the CCC nomination exercise which happened. What is he doing? He is asking, yes, nomination, but tell you what, I have been following this nomination process myself. I came from an urban area and went to my rural area to mobilize. What I have observed is that even if Advocate Nelson Chamisa is to tell the people in my constituency to say, it won't happen. Why? It's because the people know the leaders who were on the ground, who are on the ground, who have been on the ground. So if it happens to see people like me being nominated, after I have spent so many years, ndiri mutaundi kubasa, and I relocated for around 6 months now, I have been in the rural area. So if you are to see people like me being nominated, pane pakatoshandwa ipapo. So you would see that every person has kunominatwa because of popularity. People who are being nominated because of their ability to deal with ZANU-PF on the ground, to mobilize the people, to put you people together, unite the people. Sakune vanhu vaitarisira kuti vachapiwa zvigaro, vachamisa vachangouya voti ningi naningi ndakupa chigaro. These are the people who are angry right now. These are the people who are now propping up these silly incidents on Twitter to try and discredit Advocate Nelson Chamisa. We have seen this grouping going to an extent of asking silly questions. Marie Mote yakafamba sei, who was behind the fundraising of that vehicle? Hana here kutenga mota munhu iyeye. Why can't you hold that person accountable who was fundraising? Why are you asking Nelson Chamisa? Because Advocate Nelson Chamisa never asked for the car, but he appreciated the people who made that gesture and said, I appreciate. So mota kana yakatengwa inofanira here kuya pachena yonzi iyi mota takatenga. This is a bulletproof car. Remember what happened to Morgan Tsvangirai's bulletproof car. It is still there in Bulawayo. It was impounded and taken away from Morgan Tsvangirai. It's still there in Bulawayo. So what does that help to fundraise for a car, buy a car, publish it, have it taken away from you? What does that help? How does that assist citizens? So these people, they've gone to an extent of discrediting Nelson Chamisa, knowing very well that you will be underfunded. They want him to be underfunded as much as possible so that he gets defeated. And now there is news all over that there is 240 million war chest backing Emmerson Mnangagwa. So the narrative will be, look at your Nelson Chamisa. He is not accountable. He is not visible. He is not leading from the front. That makes us question these people and their integrity. 2018, they were supporting Emmerson Mnangagwa. It's not wrong to support Nelson Chamisa today. It's wrong to criticize Nelson Chamisa as if you are saints, as if Mimi Murivan were right, whereas you are flip-floppers. Being given a chance by Nelson Chamisa should not be undermined, should not be abused by individuals. We know some of them, they can call intelligence officers to track us down, to deal with us. We know it. We know, because I've been warned several times to say, don't speak about these people, because your continuous pointing on these people, something bad will happen to you. We often see these phone calls coming in, these messages coming in. So should we live in a country where we are afraid to speak out just because certain people who believe that they are powerful journalists can instruct A, B, C, D to deal with us? No, we can't. We can't. I respect Opo Ochingono very much, but seeing him doing this on the international platforms, on the international, on the social media platforms, it's wrong. It's wrong, because you are going to see a lot of people are actually backing down, saying, so tirku voterei, what takuzvirega. And who is going to suffer? It's me who is going to suffer. It's you who is going to suffer. Ching'ono ane imba yake, Ching'ono ane pension yake, Ching'ono ane mari dzake, but isisu hatina, which means Ching'ono can relocate to UK oenda unogara zvakanaka, but isisu will be left with these vouchers for long and long and long and long. We understand Advocate Nelson Chamisa and his role. As I mentioned yesterday, he is the driver. It's not the role of the driver kuzadza bus. It's the role yevanhu kuti mawindi kuti vazadze bus. I reiterate this. The idea ndeyekuti inini ndine tactic yangu yekuti vanhu vapinde mubhazi, windi uyo ane tactic yake yekuti vanhu vapinde mubhazi, uyo ane tactic yake, but at the end of the day the idea ndeyekuzadza bhazi. Tikaita munhu ari kudiscredita bhazi achiti bhazi iri harina mavhiri, bhazi iri rakadai, isu tine bhazi nyowani. How can you compare Citizens Coalition for Change neZANU-PF? How can a sane person compare Citizens Coalition for Change neZANU-PF? How? I'm trying to connect the dots. I'm trying to see how this makes sense, but I can't. And this gives us a conclusion that indeed Opo Ochingono does have a separate agenda, a different agenda. And if he does have it, he must come out clean and stop attacking Citizens Coalition for Change champions. He must focus on the people he believes can take Zimbabwe forward. Hatigone kuti tidzorerwe ku 2017. Right now, they are banking on Nelson Chamisa to wage the protest against the regime. What is going to happen next? What is going to happen is Emmerson Mnangagwa will be removed as president. After he is removed as president, who is going to take over? Another ZANU-PF person will take over. After that, another person, ZANU-PF person takes over. We will go to the election. People will be told, now Tane Munu Munyoan, we now have a different person. This person is going to be different. Then we are going to have another divided election. We are going to have another divided election. It means ZANU-PF will be able to retain most of its seats because they will use intimidation and other tactics in the rural areas. And because people are angry about the president we have today, some people will say, Ngatimbopa, you put another chance. And we will have another 5 years of suffering again. So you would see, Kuti, these people, what they are doing is wrong. What they are doing is not good, is not beneficial to the people of Zimbabwe, to the general populace of Zimbabwe. We cannot satisfy egos of certain individuals to say, inini kana Chamisa asina kuti imposa, inini saka handicha support. You are not visible ku constituency kwako. Dai wangu ari visible ku constituency kwako ngadai waka nominate kwa ikoko. So do you think the people of Zimbabwe should leave somebody who is on the ground to nominate you? We have seen so many strategies on social media which does not work, which does not apply in the rural areas. I have said this with times without numbers. Team Pachedu is doing great work, but they always make errors, political errors. Like which error? They have publicly announced that pane nyaya yema-polling stations akaiswa ma-wrong coordinates. Yes, it's true that we have wrong coordinates on those polling stations. But what does that mean? It gave people like Douglas Monzora power to now approach the courts and say this was not done correctly. And what will be the agenda? It will be to stop the elections. It will help ZANU-PF restructure. It will give ZANU-PF more time to restructure and begin to work against its own president, remove its president, have a new candidate, then call for the elections. So what they are trying to do right now, they are trying by all means possible to stop these elections. And vanopedzera vachifurira timu yakaita seri kunana timu pachedu kuti do this, do that. And timu iyoyo iri kunana pachedu ikasangwara ikasachenjera, they end up being used by these people. They call themselves influencers. Influencers of what? Of what exactly? So if you take a look on this matter seriously, you will see that what these people are doing is wrong and is dangerous for the movement, is dangerous for the upcoming election, because we are going to have a lot of files, a lot of information ichinzi yabuda ndianingi, and that will be a way to try and discredit the leadership of Nelson Chamisa. Saka, you will see kuti if you closely look at the issue and yema polling station coordinates, inini kuwadi kwangu we have 12 polling stations. I know those 12 polling stations. The councillor candidate, he knows those 12 polling stations in my ward. So if the person who is the council candidate knows all those polling stations, what it means is he just needs 36 people. Two vanenge vari pa polling station at each and every time. And one person anenge on standby, just in case one akaenda ku toilet, umwe anoita chip in, one pakada chikafu, umwe anoita chip in. We need 3, which means we need 36 in my area, which means we can mobilize for those 36 people to be available to be there. Even if tikanzetiva badare, we can mobilize mari muward medu yekuti polling agents wayo abadarwe mari. We can mobilize it. We can mobilize for the resources muward medu so that we know kuti they are covered. So if you see these people spreading this issue, my coordinates are wrong, how does that help for this election at nayo? Some people will say this election can't be free, this election can't be fair, that will be the only achievement. We want each and every person to trust the processes and to come and vote. No matter the situation, no matter whatever we are facing, we need to have everybody voting on this election day. All we need is to make sure that we have my polling agents at every polling station. And with that, we are satisfied that we are going to win this election. Yes, I mentioned in other program and said, we know each other. Pa polling station pangu, I know vanhu vanovhoterapo, which means I can just go ndonotarisa voters row. Ndatarisa voters row, ndotarisa vanhu vese vari kupinda kuenda kunovhota ndivo here. Saka it's just a matter yekuisa vanhu pa polling station vanoziva vanhu vanovhotera pa polling station iyoyo. You look on the voters row, you look at the people who are getting in, you make sure that they are verified. Then you make sure that munhu wese ari kuenda kunovhota asiri kumanikidzirwa. Then you make sure kuti results achingoverengwa, muchiverenga makaisa ziso pa each and every ballot paper. Ndere Chamisa here, ndere Triple C here, ndere Triple C here. Triple C yawana mavotes mangani panapa. Panongonyorwa, you sign for the correct figures. Figures iwayo opostwa, and you transmit those figures to the National Command Center ye Triple C. It's simple as that. Election yato wino. Why? Because our signatures will be there. The papers will be there. Saka, which means we can challenge the results at ward level. The councillor can actually go and challenge the results and say these are wrong results. And the councillor can write an affidavit, even per presidential petition, to say these elections are wrong, these results are wrong because we have A, B, C, D, which means we have decentralized the whole process, which means kanapakaita any legal challenge, it will be a legal challenge, it will informed, just because it didn't deal with these issues on the ground. So these people, they must stop playing with us. They must stop playing with the lives of people who are sacrificing. There are people who are sacrificing their lives because they trust and believe good change is coming. But if you are doing this as influencers, just because say it's wrong. Wobo should stop waging war against Nelson Chamisa and Triple C. This is wrong. This is wrong. I respect Wopo Chingono. I respect a lot of people he is working with, but this is disgusting. He must stop whatever he is doing. So thank you very much, Team Zimbabwe, for coming. Thank you very much for the contributions. Hanzi vanorwara, shame on them. Hanzi dati vote. We don't give up, please. Hanzi atichada mnangagwa isu chokwadi. Thank you very much for the contributions, Team Zimbabwe. I hope and believe that they are going to stop whatever they are doing. They are going to stop whatever they are planning. We cannot be coerced to act as per their tunes. It's wrong. Let us have this election. Let us have the strongest candidate to win. That is Advocate Nelson Chamisa. Removal of President Mnangagwa today does not benefit Change Champions, does not benefit CCC. That's the truth. Kana kune vari kutsvaga mabasa avo zvava zvenyu. Isusu tiri kuti Zimbabwe inake yonakira munhu wese. Kwete ma-individuals anenge achiti inini I want to be appointed CEO we-ZBC kana kuti I want to be appointed Minister of Chakadaro. It's wrong. When you see kuti pane capable hands vari around, you are now competing nana Advocate Fadzaima here. Unenge uchizviti I'm a journalist, apa Fadzaima here is so efficient in terms of delivering. So kana akaitwa Minister of Information, pamwe Ustalos achaitwa Permanent Secretary, kana kuti unombozvifungireiko izvozvo? Kana time yasvika pachaappointwa vanhu vanoziva basa iroro vanogona basa iroro. Kana time yasvika, the appointments will be done according to merit, not according to pachizivano. Ostalo Siziva is this deputy spokesperson of CCC. It doesn't mean kuti kana government inyowanika uya ndiye achaenda kunoita kana deputy minister kuinformation. No. Anogona kutopiwa another portfolio iri better than that yaanokwanisa kuhandla. So imimi, why do you begin to give yourself positions right now? Muchiti mahere is so effective. Saka isisu basa redu apachisina. Saka let us go to the other faction. Muri kupinda pa struggle just because muruda mabasa. It's still kupinda pa struggle because we want a better Zimbabwe for everyone. It's wrong. It's wrong, honestly speaking. John Povan's a great work, bro. Thank you very much for the contributions. Thank you very much for the support. Keep on subscribing, keep on sharing, and let us meet in other episodes and other broadcasts. I'll come back with the issue Honorable Job Sikala. Today is Black Monday, 300 days today. Straight 300 days. Honorable Skala Vari Mujere. We need to talk about that matter, and I will bring that matter live here.